Hello ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, time for another Metal Earth kit build, another Doctor Who kit build. I've got the TARDIS. Now it's time for the Gold Dalek. Dalek's one of the most feared races in the universe, always looking to exterminate. Let's hope this guy doesn't come alive. I don't think it'll be that complicated to build, it's just one sheet, but I can speculate all I want. Let's open it up and see what's inside.
Gold Dalek. What evil awaits us? Well, there's a sheet of instructions and one lonely little metal sheet, and there sure doesn't look to be a lot of parts. So here's a hope this won't take long. Let's set this aside, take a peek at the directions. We have at the top the usual Metal Earth logo and the drawing of the Dalek and sheet, and our bit about insertion tabs, fold lines, insertion holes. Needle nose pliers are helpful for assembly. And this has changed a little bit. They are actually calling this a legend, and when you see an E, it's pointing at the engraved side. NE is pointing at the non-engraved side, telling you which way to face it. And the hand is pointing at some sort of intention point, whether it comes with special instructions. Maybe it's telling you to make sure this tab is here, or this arrow points that way, or what have you. And then we have the blue circle down here, which I usually call it the legend. The blue circle means to insert a tab at 90 degrees. Green triangle, insert the tab and twist 90 degrees. And this talks about how pulling and twisting the tabs will make them more secure. And then over here we have the sheet, or the layout of the metal sheet, with all the numbers pointing to all the parts so you can find them to build it. If we open this up to page 2, we have the start of the assembly flowchart, starting with part 1, part 2, these connect, part 3, and you just follow the directions and sub-assemblies and slowly put things together as you go down the page. Once you get to the bottom, flip it over, page 3, and you just continue with following the directions. And then page 4, the next last page, just follow the arrows, and there you go, you have your own little golden evil. Tools that I will use in this build. I have my standard set of tools. We have the long needle nose pliers, we have the flat nose pliers, great for a multitude of bending and twisting and grabbing. We have clippers. Absolutely have to have clippers. It helps get the parts off the trees quite easily. I have a set of precision tweezers, with one with very pointed end, one has had the pointed end ground down slightly, and a flat set. And I have a fairly standard set of tweezers that actually came in one of the Iconics kits that I bought. When it comes to shaping parts, I have an assortment of different things to use. I have dowel rods that I've used for quite some time. A couple of them have had the ends sharpened with a pencil sharpener, which are great for making cone shapes. I have a inexpensive drill bit set with a lot of different sized bits to help with forming cylinder shapes. I also have a couple of step mandrels. I'm not saying you need all of this, but these are different tools that I've acquired, and I kind of go back and forth depending on the situation. Bent nose pliers, very handy. Great for grabbing the edge of parts and bending them over when needle nose pliers won't do it by themselves, or reaching in sometimes in strange areas and twisting tabs. Something else that's good for shaping. I've got some round nose or ring pliers that have rounded noses on the tip, and you can use these to slowly curve different areas wherever you need to, irregular curves, back and forth. These are great for minor little detailed shaping. We have a metal sheet, the instructions, and some tools. Let's put it together. The tabs on part 5 have no fold lines. You'll want to bend the tabs as close as you can to the circular area. Be sure to put these tabs in the inside holes. The instructions did not call for part 16 yet, but I wanted to use it to give me a better idea how to shape part 10. Sometimes things slip and go flying out of my hands. Sometimes other parts get in the way and block slots. Now that the Dalek's dome is on, I took a little time going around trying to push in the edges and make it look a bit more round. Sometimes the parts just don't want to cooperate. Build time on this was just under an hour. It was a pretty quick build.
I give you the Gold Dalek to go with my TARDIS that I have already completed. This was a surprisingly quick kit. It took me just a little less than an hour to put together. There's not a ton of parts. Once you get done shaping this top dome, putting these pieces on, and adding these, the rest of it just seems to kind of fly together. It was not hard. It was a fun kit. It was a nice, relaxing change from these special kits like Doctor Who, well, like Star Wars, Star Trek, Transformers, Halo. Those kits tend to be on the more difficult side. This one was not. This was on a lower moderate at worst. So it was nice to do something that went by fairly quickly. I'm really pleased at how it turned out. It's very clean, very straightforward, very nice little builds. There's 2 more left to do in this series. I've got K9, which I expect will also be fairly simple, and then the Cyberman head, which might be one of the more difficult ones. But so far the Doctor Who kits have been easy, and I expect them to mostly remain easy, so that's a nice change. Just making them go by quicker, and I never seem to have enough time to build things. But I'll end it with that. If you have any questions or comments, as always, leave them down below. Thank you for watching, and keep on keeping on.